Hello everyone, my name is Adrian and we are going to do a little bit of a follow along reformer session right now. As with any workout, please make sure you take the most appropriate options throughout your session. Equipment needed for this session today, I'm using the Pilates box. I may even use some weights because I just thought it's a bank holiday, I'm going to do a little reformer workout myself and I'd love you to join in with me. So I've got a drink of water with me nearby, I've started my watch, I've set it to Pilates and we're going to step, as you can see, into our well safely. No springs, foot bars lifted. And I'm going to have my calves up against the actual gear bar section, and I'm going to place my hands flat on the edge of the box. My knees are going to be slightly off lock, so relax, and I'm going to slide the box out. Bringing the ears in line with my biceps, I'm going to settle in here for a moment. Take a breath in wide and full into your ribs, and then exhale, lift the chest. Let's do that again. Keeping the sit bones back, keeping the tailbone back as I do this. Working on a bit of hip hinge, shoulder extension, spinal extension as well. So I'm not flexing yet through the thoracic area. I'm just keeping a nice long spine as I do this, waking up through my shoulders. My neck is relaxed. My knees are off lock. I'm looking at my arches of my feet. They shouldn't be rolling in. Maybe you like an exhale as you push away, and an inhale to return to help the lift and extension. We need more extension in our lives, don't we? Let's do a few more there. Notice my ears come to about biceps and then I come back in. We're now going to take a lengthening through the spine, and then we're going to drop the head and the tail in for cat stretch. Standing cat stretch, unfill the spine and the tail, and then round to come in. We want to feel really loose here with this exercise. Think of that spine as a slinky, and we're really lengthening and stretching that spring and then bending the spring. Apparently you're as young as your spine, hence why I want to keep it moving, folks. That's what it's all about. We've got to keep moving. So what I'd like you to do next is you're going to take your left hand onto the box, so the hand furthest away from me, and bring the hand closest to me onto the side. So I'm going to push away, take a little bit of a rotation and reach. I've got internal rotation happening through my top arm, and we're going to go again. This is a little bit like a standing saw. I'm trying to keep my weight evenly dispersed between both feet as I do this, and I'm rotating through the thoracic spine. I'm turning my head as well. I'm getting a nice stretch through my lat on this side, on the box side. Let's do one more like that. And then I want you to change over. So coming up for a second, reset. Hand goes to the back center of box, the other hand hangs. And then as you go out, exhale, and then come back in. Take note of this side. Does it feel different to side one? My hypermobiles out there, just remember you're not overextending, please. So the hips do not follow you, they stay back. Let's do one more there. And then what I'd like to do is equalize, so pushing away and then rounding to come in. That feels good. Two more, please. One more time. Moving into balance and control. So my hands are on the box for a moment. Now if you've got any hip replacements, you may need to remove the box. You may need the box as a balance aid. So I'm going to place my foot on top of that box. So it's quite a deep hip flexion here. Can you see that? And I suppose it's easier on a lower reformer, but I'm on the balance body. This is great. We want to work on that deep hip flexion and pause here for a moment. Think of really standing on that left heel, so weight on that left heel or your standing leg. And I'm going to take my arms into genie, drop those shoulders down, keep that neck nice and relaxed. I'm going to push the box away ever so gently, flexing through the foot, and then through the ankle, and bring it back in. So as you can see, I'm working on my knee and hip flexion here, and a bit of hamstring. Not majorly through the hamstring, I'm trying to stay upright. More interested in the standing leg, folks. Make sure you're not locking it out. Well, if you are, pull up through that kneecap. Think of that. Pull up through the thigh. Use that quad. Now, I'd like you to rotate towards the side that is up. And come back out nice and slow. We want to keep that pelvis where it is. And then push away. Go again. Breathing out. Try and stay lengthened upright through the spine axial elongation as we rotate. Let's do one more here. And then I'm very slowly going to take my hands onto the box to take my foot off, and health and safety, nice and slow to change over to the second side. I'm just going to hop back a bit for me. And just pause here for a moment, just settle in. You want to try and keep your hips nice and square. That actually feels really nice for me. I don't know if anyone else finds that quite nice. And just find your balance. So the weight should be on the standing foot, the big toe, the baby toe, and the heel. Those 3 balls of pressure is what you should be on right now. And then let's bring those arms out to genie, drop those shoulders down. Once again, lengthen up and out through the spine. Let's take an inhale as you push out. And let's exhale as we pull back in. Inhale to push out. It's about moving slowly. I often teach the sequence in my session. I think it's a great warm-up. You know, as much standing as possible in your session for bone loading is great. Focus. Find that focal point forwards. So just hopefully trust my cueing. Hopefully our microphone is on. Okay. Now we're going to add that rotation. So rotate towards that up leg and back. I'm going to pull up through the thigh on that standing leg. I'm going to breathe out as I twist. Really standing tall, team. Where are you gripping right now? Is it your jaw? Try not to. This feels so different on this side. I'm going to do one more here. Pull it in. And then come back to the middle. Take my hands off that box. And then I'm going to safely step out of the vehicle. From here, I'm going to put a red spring on the top button. So on the balanced body leg row, we've got the hooks at the bottom and then you've got buttons at the top. So I'm going a little heavier here. So you choose, you can go blue instead. Collect your straps. Make sure the box is in the center. Put your feet on that headrest. Shuffle your bottom back a little and place your hands into the straps with your fingers pointing down. You want to try and make sure that those hands are in line with the hips. Reset the shoulders. Now before we move, this is a bit of shoulder retraction. You're going to take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, gently pull those upper arm bones back and then press through the arms. And I'm going to keep it really minimal. I'm going to keep my chin level to the ground. I'm going to think about the triceps, the rhomboids, the rear delts, the upper back portion. As I do this. This is my anti-tech exercise. Love this. Sitting up as tall as I can. Not straining the lower back, that is, as I do this. Breathing out, breathing in. Focusing on pressing those arms back evenly. I think of digging trenches on either side of my body as I do this. That's it. Keep that going. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Slowly bring it in. I'm going to go into some half rollbacks now. So my hands are going to go through those straps and I'm going to hold the rubber ends of my rope just near the silverware. I've got to make sure I've got space, which I do behind me. My feet are planted onto my headrest. I sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in. As I exhale, I initiate from my pelvis. I start to peel back to a biting point for my body. Hold it there for a second. Feel that. Check the neck. Slowly coming back up. Lengthen up and out through the spine. Imagine you lengthen that spine up a wall. So we articulate through the pelvic area into the lumbar. Hold it there for a second. Now raise one leg to tabletop. Keep those shoulders low. In fact, press those ropes down a little. Now in this position, we're going to do some toe drops. We're going to go from the hip. 3, 2, 1. put the foot down, toe ball, heel, switch, light as a feather, float the leg up from the hip. That's where you move. 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg up, shoulders down, pull down into your ropes and lift that second leg to table. Stay there for me. Now, can you come into a flat back? Press down on your ropes, or pull, should I say, and extend your legs. Hold it there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Put one foot down, then the other foot down, and safely come forwards. Roll forwards for a moment into flexion. Take a moment here. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's take some presses. That was cheeky, wasn't it? Sit up nice and tall as we do this. I'm pulling out in the diagonals here. Baby fingers are leading the way. Focusing on my upper back muscles once again. My shoulders. 10 more seconds here. This is quite heavy. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Fantastic. Safely bring your machine back, and let's lose the loop closest to the screen. So I'm going to work on that side first so I can see. Hopefully you can see me, or just listening to my cueing. I'm going to step off the box safely. I'm going to keep it on. I'm going to hook up my strap for a second and change to a blue spring on the low hook area of my machine. I will start with the long loop. I want to see how that feels. Now, I know you can't see my legs at the moment, but we're going to do a lunge. In fact, this is live. I'm just going to take the box off so you can see that. Move it out of your way. Maybe that's better. Yeah, you can see that now, guys. Okay, so starting with a blue spring long loop, we're going to step back with the leg closest to the reformer on a slight diagonal, so I'm in line with my post. So that foot closest to the reformer steps back, and it's the same arm closest to the reformer that I'm holding on to. Now, come back a bit, find some tension. Let that back knee drop down a smidge. So I'm in a half lunge position there. Lift up and out through the sternum and give me a low row. Exhale. My other hand is on my pelvis, just checking in. So if this is feeling too easy for you, what are you going to do? Short loop. Let's go. Pull. It's better. Stabilize shoulder. Remember, pull the arm bone back before you press. You've got to think about keeping those shoulders in their home as we do this. Nice bit of upper body work here. Standing leg strength. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I'm going to keep my arm long. I'm going to scooch back a little bit further because I want to go into some lunges. So imagine you're reaching out to shake someone's hand. So the weight is evenly dispersed between my feet, and I'm going to go into a lunge. 10, 9, look straight out. 8, back knee straight down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Now I'm going to transfer my weight onto my front foot, so I may need to adjust this. I've still got the hand in the strap, but then I'm going to place the other hand on top of that. So now I'm going to drop my shoulders down. Weight is in my front foot. I'm floating my back foot up. Square your hips. It's not about how high you lift that back leg, especially for lower back pain. Holding on. Now, shoulders down, and I'm going to press into that strap towards my thigh. Pull a bit of lats here as well. Glute activation on my standing side. Pressing. Keep going. Ho, 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 ho. Love this. So my dancers in the room are going to be at arabesque maybe, yeah? But you've got to listen to your lower backs, folks. I'm a little lower, but I can definitely feel my standing glute working. We're going to go time under tension rather than reps. That's what we like. Balance and stability here. Stability in motion. Come on. Now let's hold that carriage still and bend and straighten your standing leg. I'm looking at a focal point. I'm actually looking at the rope as I'm doing this. This is caning, but I love it. Make sure that knee's not rolling in or out. Give me about 10 more seconds here. 9, 8, 7, 6, wowzers, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now can you stand up and balance for a second and then put that leg down, safely bring the reformer in and put it down. Did you feel that glute? I like that. Foot bar down a smidge, one slot. Stay on that blue spring for me, everybody. No box on top. Grab a sip of water, open a window if you need it. Okay, planks. This could be done on your platform extender kneeling. I'm going to do feet on the platform. I'm using the smaller Allegro platform here, and I'm facing the posts. Arrive safely on your machine, so my hands go on the carriage and the rails. I place my knees down onto the actual carriage itself. My feet are tucked under on my platform. I want my hands in the sort of center-ish version. Make sure your fingers don't get caught in those rails. From here, you're going to take a breath out first and then lift your knees. So you're in a 4-point hover position. Check that you're comfortable and ready. Here we go. Slide out to plank. The glutes are active. I'm making sure I've got a broad upper back here. Hold it there for a second, and now let's bend and press. I'm trying to keep my sternum lifted. I'm not going to collapse. My head is in line with my spine. I'm pushing with my feet, my legs. Now let's hold ourselves still here. Push those heels down a bit like you're doing calf stretch. And let's press the arms away. Avoid the chest dropping and lifting as you go. Maybe you're pushing too far away then. My eye focus is actually to my headrest there. I'm squeezing under those armpits using serratus muscles to stabilize shoulders. My glutes are active. I'm trying to stay in my best neutral. Let's spice this up. Can you put one foot onto your foot bar and then the other one onto your foot bar? Here we go. You don't have to be here, team. You don't have to be here. You can be on your platform. You can be kneeling. Options. I'm shaking. Are you? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull yourself in safely. The knee lowers to the machine, and then you pull yourself in super slow. Step off the vehicle to side 2. Stand yourself up as if nothing's happened. So we preferred the short loop, didn't we? Now I know you can't see me at the moment. Small studio here, but we work with what we got. You're on a diagonal. The same arm and foot closer to the reformer is what we're using. We step back. You try and get yourself in line with the post. Square your hips. Come down into a small lunge. Hand on pelvis, secure. Let's row. Exhale. Rear delt. Fist grip. Thumb knuckle pointing up. Aiming just for the margin of the ribs as we do that. Stay lifted. Nice and proud here, team. Come on, use those arms. Push, pull, lift, carry, the pillars of strength. Standing strength. So if I want more spice on this, I go back a bit further. If it's too tough, you walk forwards a little or longer loop. It's up to you. Keep it going. Nice. Are you smiling? I am. So we're going to hold the arms straight now. We're going to lunge those legs. Let's go. Lunge. Back knee straight down. Stay vertical. Brilliant. I love working legs, don't you? Okay, maybe not. That front knee shouldn't be rolling inwards. The back heel should be lifted. I know you can't see this on your screens right now. Right, ever so slowly draw yourself forwards. So most of the weight, this is weight transfer onto your front foot, a bit of glute med work coming in here, ankle and hip stability. So take your weight forwards onto your front foot, raise that back leg, bend the knee. Are we ready? And let's press. Oh my word. Which is your weaker side? My lats are working here. My glute med is working like crazy. My ankle's wobbling about. I might be lift my leg a little higher for my dancers in the house. Come on. By turning my head, that also challenges my balance. Come on, you've got to fight it, guys. Fight it with me. Come on. Fight it. Ah, balance, Adrian. Hold it still. Bend the front knee and straighten. Is your back leg lifted, please? Don't be lazy. Come on, work with me. You want to hold your machine still using your lat serratus muscles as well. Your core should naturally pull in for you. 10 more seconds. 9, I'm shaking. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stand up and balance. And then come down. Oh my word. Take a moment. Back to planks. This time I'm going to go on a white spring, yellow spring, light spring. Please feel free to stay on your blue spring, especially if you're quite new to intermediate or if you're a newcomer to reformer. I'd like you to stay on your knees. Health and safety, get nice and safe. Slowly arrive on the machine safely. I couldn't speak for the second there, sorry. My feet are going to be on my platform. My knees are on my carriage. My hands are going to be once again in the center. Yellow or white spring, not much support. Harder. Good luck. And don't mess it up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, hover, float out. Oh, this is lovely. Sorry. You know when you know it's good for you? That's how I feel right now. How do you feel? Hold on. Squeezing those armpit muscles. Hypermobiles, remember, don't twist. See, I'm lovely locker myself. And let's bend and press. Keeping the head in line with the spine. So working shoulder stability, core strength, a bit of knee and hip flexion here as well. Fantastic work. Hold it. Try and keep that foot still as we push out and in, broad upper backs. Now, those of you that want to spice this up and take a progression, we're going to lift up. Now, can you take one foot up? Find your bar. Make sure that you're on that bar safely. Then you lift that second leg. Try not to dip your hips. Keep it nice and level. And let's press the arms away. Harder, but we love it. Tremor of truth. Keep that body still. Wow. Hold it here, now bend. Please make sure your feet are safe right now. They are on your bar. Lower to the knees if you need to. Let's hold it here. Now lift the hips, come into pike. And then unfurl. Nod your chin and look at your feet. You do not want to touch your stopper. So this pike, I'd say, is a lot more challenging. You don't have to do this. Let's do 2 more. But I love it. Let's do 1 more. I'm shaking. Come out to plank. Lower your knee. Come in safe. Take a second. Come off the reformer. And take a seat. Well done. Grab a drink of water. How are we? Good work, isn't it? Let's do a side kneeling exercise, meaning kneeling on the machine. So I'm going to face you first. Let's go on a blue spring, medium. Loop up the strap closest to me onto your shoulder block or your post if you've got one like me. Let's have the foot bar up for a bit of health and safety. Some reformers, just remember, you can't pull those bars, they move. Mine stays still. Okay, so let's arrive safely on the reformer. Beginners are going to be against the shoulder blocks. Everyone else, you're going to be in the middle. Taller humans, you're going to be further up to your foot bar. Grab a hold of your long loop for me. Lace your fingers. Bring your hands into prayer for a second. Reset those shoulders. And now press out and in. So at the moment I'm sitting back on my heels. Level 1. We're sort of mimicking a pull-off press. If you've ever done that exercise in the gym on that heavy resistance band. I'm now going to rise and I'm going to extend. I'm going to squeeze my heels together behind me. I'm actually going to take my knees a little wider. And I've got to keep myself as center as possible. Anti-rotation. My neck looks a bit funny on that screen, so maybe I am a bit off center, but we're all got some, we're all not perfect, are we? If you are fab, but I'm not. Now push away. From here, de-rotate toward your posts, and then exhale as you rotate towards your foot bar. Less arms, more ribs to do this. I want to keep my shoulders down. I've even got my hands lower than shoulders. Elbows are off lock. Keep your hips square to the front. Osteoporosis, allow the pelvis to move, please. Everyone else, the ribs are the boss, the pelvis is the mothership. Keep it square. Let's go. So my countings on both sides may not be equal. But, you're still getting a workout, so I know you might say, oh, you did 5 on this side and 3 on that side. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to place our hand, the opposite hand, the hand closest to the foot bar, into the long loop. The other hand is going to go onto your shoulder block for a second, and then bring your hand down. So this knee that I am moving, the one closest to the shoulder blocks, is going to be there, and I'm going to bring myself up to that position, and then I'm going to put my foot on the foot bar just for a second to find that position. Hold it there. I'm going to bend that knee, and I'm going to go for a triceps press. So that would be crazy, more advanced, I'd say, or even leg extended, yeah? But you could be here. Okay, but just remember, you're in a very strange lateral flexion there, so some of you may not like that. So you might find that that is actually a bit more comfortable, but yet it's more advanced, isn't it? So I'm going to keep my knee bent. I've just made this up with a knee bent. It's normally taught with a straight leg, but that seems better for me. Disclaimer, this is advanced, so please be safe at home. Triceps, shoulder stability. Let's do one more hold. Can you do the hold? Can you hold it there? And then can you come down slowly? Take your time. Lose the loop. I'm going to face away from you now. I do apologize. You might be facing away from me as well. So let's collect our loop and let's go to side 2. So everyone, trust my cueing. I'm sitting in the center of my carriage. Beginners need to be against the reformer carriage, and you'd stay at this level the whole time. Everyone else, listen in for the options as we move on. So we're sitting back on our heels, we've laced our fingers, the shoulders are set, the eye gaze is on your horizon. Your thumb knuckles are to your sternum. We're going to press forwards and backwards, trying to keep that carriage still. This is the anti-rotation exercise, so hopefully the opposite oblique is the one that is stabilizing you right now. If you're happy with that, let's squeeze those heels together behind us as we come to high kneel. So beginners, I wouldn't recommend this unless you are comfortable to do this. And maybe that's as far as you go. When I start doing the more Cirque du Soleil type exercise, you may want to refrain from doing that one. Excuse my back. Now extend the arms. Let's rotate or de-rotate towards the post. Take a breath in as you exhale. Rotate towards your foot bar. Working on the obliques here now. Rib rotation. Shoulders not so much. Neck rotation, yes, we love it. Squeeze the heels together, get those adductors to work a little. Gentle tuck of the tail maybe. If you've got a very hypermobile lower back, squeeze those glutes towards each other. Get those ribs to rotate. Get the obliques to work. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm going to do a few more because I did quite a few on side one. But aren't you walking around with lopsided limp tomorrow? Are you still with me? Are you having a cup of coffee? There are other drinks available. Okay, coming down super slow. Okay, are you there? The hand closest to the foot bar is holding the loop itself. I bring that hand down onto the carriage. The other hand arrives on my shoulder block. This can all be done with your hand on the actual carriage, okay? So when you're ready, you flip that arm up. So side bend might be your option today. Or if you can, move that knee a little bit further out. Bring that knee up. And we're going into a triceps extension. I'm shaking like a leaf, so obviously it's working a lot of things right now. Good. Bone loading that standing arm. Triceps on the loaded arm. I've got an itchy nose. How funny is that? Keep it going. Push, push, push. Shoulder down. Press your shin in towards the carriage. And I want you to hold that still for a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring the whole body down and release that. Fantastic. Throw that loop away. Oh my, what did you think? Let's take a seat for a moment. Shake out those shoulders. Fantastic work. Grab a drink of water for me, please. Are we good? I hope you are. I'm going to move on now to some side overs. My foot bar is going to go down to 0. I'm going to put all my springs on. Keep my carriage still. If you've got a machine where you need to put the foot strap on, do so now. You're going to grab your reformer box. Mine is over here. It's going to be in a short box position. Put your headrest up. Trust me. Tall people will need to keep the headrest down and move the box over the posts so you've got more leg length. See, I've got my connected foot strap here. I'm going to put my foot on the platform first and then come up. That being said, my machine is very stable. I've got my foot furthest away from you in the foot strap there, flexed foot. I then turn to face you, you face me. And then I want us to try and get into position. Well, do your best in terms of your hips. Everyone's hips are different. To get that top hip stacked diagonally on top of the bottom hip, okay? Now, already I feel this is a great position for me, but some of those foot straps that aren't too tight, you may need to go out first to find the tension in the strap, meaning hands on the rails first, and then come to this position. Right, so your shin is here. Modification, you could drop that knee down if you prefer. Totally up to you. Right, this arm is going to reach up to the ceiling, so just checking in. So that's the position I aim to get at each time I come up. I'm pressing my leg into the strap, so I shouldn't hear noise on that foot strap. Okay, so that arm is going to cross over my chest. I'm going to do a few tricep presses down and up. The movement comes from my waistline, not from my neck. I've seen some great street dance moves like that, but I want you to keep it out of your neck. Okay, so when you're ready, you're going to cross that arm over your chest and give me 3 like that. 2, just to there. 1, now can you bring your fingers to there? 3, 2, 1. Come down, put your elbow onto your headrest, and then reach out and stretch. Notice I'm not doing too many here. I don't want to overuse those obliques. But did you notice the feeling there? I hope you felt that. Walk yourself up nice and safe. And let's go over to side 2. I hook my other foot into my foot strap. I turn around, excuse my back. I find my position. Make sure that your top hip is rolled forwards and stacked on top of the other foot, on the hip, and your hand is on your headrest. Reach the arm up, that's the shape we wish to achieve, and then cross the arm over your chest. We're going to bend, take a breath in, and then exhale, come back up. So you could stay here. If you're new to side overs, maybe this is for you. Otherwise, we're using both obliques, both sides, crossed over. 3, 2, 1. Hands. 3. I'm shaking. 2. I'm much weaker on this side. 1. Oh. Bring the elbow down and reach. Something to work on this side. Fantastic. Bring your hands onto your box and push yourself up and take yourself into this position. So now both feet are going to be in my strap here. I need a hand with space behind me. I need to check that. Okay, so we're going to just do a little bit of release there. How's your back doing? Let's bring the arms to genie and let's go into a C curve. So we're going to roll back into C curve. The strap tightens, you find the biting point, and then you come back up. Inhale, lengthen through spine. Exhale, roll. Find that biting point, and then come back up. Let's go again. You roll. Find that biting point. Hold it. Come back up. We're going to reach with the arms now. So we're going to tuck and roll. Find the biting point, reach. 1, 2, together, and then sit up. Do that again. Tuck and roll. Breathe. Shoulders low. Neck is relaxed. Both arms. One more time. Tuck and roll. Find that C curve shape. Reach. Pull in your straps with your feet. Wonderful. Lean forwards for a second. We're now going to flat back hinge. So before you were in C curve, now you're in flat back hinge. So we hinge back. Hold it there. 1. Maybe this is harder. 2. Together. Again. Breathe. Breathe. Keep tension on that strap. And again, come on, less is more. Breathe. And then super slowly come up. Amazing. So get rid of your foot strap. We're going into spinal extension now. Hands in the center of the box to separate for health and safety. And I want you to turn your box round into a long box position. Hopefully I've got enough room here and I won't headbutt the wall. Put your foot bar up to the slot just before the top, and we're going to be on a blue single spring for me, please. We're going into back extension, cobra, swan dive, many names it has. If you cannot lie on your stomach today, just give me some seated shoulder retractions on a blue spring. That works just as good for you, just to do something. So the hands go into the box first at the front corners, and you lead with your thighs, your knees go off the edge, your chest goes over the front. Just enough space for me, folks. If I get knocked out, just keep going. Right, so make sure that your sternum, the margin of your ribs is just over the edge, and your hands are going to be about shoulder distance on your bar. Your legs are engaged, and they could be turned out altogether, whatever suits. Push out to straight and bend. Gently press your pubic bone into the box. This is just a prep. Keep those legs active, please, throughout, because I could just chill out there. See the difference? Lazy, working. Holiday, working. Yeah, we want to be working. Working holiday. When you're ready, push out to straight. Now plug your shoulders in and start to lead with your sternum to come up and then come down. I'm stretching the abdominal wall as I do this. Let's inhale to lift. Be aware that you don't want to sit in your lower back for this. You want to use your mid-upper back region. You've got to use your abdominal muscles as well when you do this. So imagine there was a drawing pin underneath your stomach area. As you come down, you need to really think of the core muscles as well. Shoulders are low. Let's do a few more. Let's do one more. Then I want you to slowly pull yourselves in and then slide yourself off the box. Use your hands to help you up. Brilliant. Let's get rid of our boxes. So I'm just going to move that out of my way. We're going to loop up our straps onto the hooks. And I want you on a blue single spring as you are right now. Let's put that foot bar up. Kneeling, facing your foot bar. Have your feet against your shoulder blocks as best as you can. Now, those of you with knee injuries, you could always sit on top of a box for this exercise. All good. When you're ready, grab a hold of your long loops. So we're sitting back on our heels to start, very safely. I've got my hands on my hips. As a newcomer to Reformer, if you're just getting used to doing something front-facing like this, I'd like you to stay where you are, okay, just for health and safety, because if you're doing this at home on your own, I'd prefer you were safe, okay? Those of you that want to join me, push the arms forward first, palms facing up, hands a little lower than shoulders, and then very slowly press yourself up. Now I'm squeezing my gluteals like crazy. I'm trying to keep my heels against the blocks as best as I can. I'm going to bend my elbows in and I'm going to press. I'm going to let my arm bones go back a little further to open my chest. So this is another anti-tech exercise, chest expansion here. There, good. Palms are facing upwards. Serve the pizza. Good. Now let's add a little bit of function to this. So every time we pull back, we sit down and then we come up. Now remember, you've got to move slowly each time. You don't want to face plant, do you? No. So go slow, my friends. It's a slight bit of abdominal work here because you are stabilizing yourself in a moving machine, but it is a bit of upper body shoulder work. Now let's hold ourselves up here and stay. Now I want you to open the arms out to your peripheral vision. Maybe hold the straps in your fists and pull. Or palms. Actually, that feels better for me. If you have handles, they work really well on the Reformer as well. I like the feel of using the handle instead of the strap sometimes. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is sweep the arms back slightly behind you. Shoulders are low, elbows are off lock. We're going to sweep the arms up to eye line, open them out to the sides and take them around. Arm circles. Doesn't that feel great? And now I want to go the other way, so this is harder. Whoa. It's important you don't go too far back. Especially with rotator cuff injuries, you may want to just stick with that instead, yeah? This reminds me of the cable crossover machine in the gym. Let's do a couple more here. Let's do one more. Fantastic. And then bring yourself in and let's lose those straps just into the well. Make sure your Reformer's all the way in. And then you're going to place your hands on the bar for a second. I do want to go into pike. Now I know I'm close to this wall. You may need a sticky mat for your machine. I'm going to remain on a blue spring. Very safely stand up. Taller people would need to step back a little. Shorter people like me, we stay closer towards the edge of your carriage. I've got my hands about shoulder distance apart. I'm going to squeeze my fingers into the bar, thumbs on the same side as index fingers. Lift up onto your tippy toes, squeeze those adductors together and get your shoulders over your wrists. From there, very slowly slide your Reformer out. Hold it for a second. Notice the difference. Just hold. Feel the exercise. And then we lead with the hips to come up. You drop your head and you look at your feet, but you don't actually touch your stopper. So slide out. Keep your shoulders where they are. Hold it. And then lift your pelvis and drop your head in. And let's go out. Pull in. Now hold it here. Your back foot crosses over your front foot and you twist onto the diagonal. So this is oblique pike. We're going to slide the carriage out, open the pelvis, look over your shoulder like you're doing snake, and then pull in. So the underside oblique is working. But I'm dropping my pelvis a little bit lower because I can. Those of you new to this might just want to stick with a straight foot pike, which I demonstrated before this. Try not to fight your machine right now. You want to work smoothly. And don't race. I know, great, dynamic reformer, fabulous, but slow it down a smidge. Enjoy this. Pull yourself in for a second. Bring your backhand to the center of your bar. This is for those of you who want to try the full side plank. So you're going to push out first, squeeze those upper inner thighs, and then open out and hold it there. I'll be back in 20. Bring yourself in, uncross. Bring your hands back to where they were and cross the other foot over. So we're going to keep our weight evenly dispersed with the hands. Open out that pelvis. Drop. Look over your shoulder. And then use that oblique, underside oblique, to pull in. But don't just touch the edge. You see, there's no feeling now. There's nothing. It's just shoulders. So I want to think, open that hip. And then I want to squeeze, use my underside oblique to come in. So we open out. Look over my shoulder as I do that. Yes, and then squeeze to come in. Have you ever heard of that sort of saying, milk it? Really milk it here. Milk it, go slow. Slow things down for me. Next time you do a session, slow it down a bit. Makes a difference, doesn't it? Open out. And it's the power of the pause, being able to hold things as well. That makes it a progression, doesn't it? Right, so on the next one, bring yourself in. Your back hand comes to the middle. Make sure you're ready for this, folks. Don't do it if you don't want to. Slide out. And then open. Hold it. Stay there. Head in line with spine. Power of the pause. Power of the hold. Squeeze under your armpit, please. I'm shaking like a leaf. And then pull yourself in super slow. Don't make noise. Uncross. And then step off your reformer. Give a little shake out. That was good, wasn't it? Let's grab a drink. I'm just going to check this is recording, otherwise I'm going to cry. Grab a drink while I'm doing that. Oh, good. We're recording. So we're going to move on to some leg circles as your closing phase now, because I love leg circles. Who doesn't? It's the only reason my participants come to the class, not for, my class, just for the circles. I should feel hurt, but, it is what it is. Blue and red. I'm using the buttons, the top row, not the bottom row. You could go 2 reds if you want to. You've hooked up your straps. If you need your headrest up, go ahead. So we sit on the edge, one glute off the edge. Your hand goes on your headrest, your shoulder block, and you roll onto your back. Grab your loops for me. Make sure your shoulders are slightly away from those rests. Push away. If you've got the metal clips, be careful on your face. So I step my foot into the strap. I hold tabletop. I then step the other foot in. I hold tabletop. I check my ropes are even. And then I'm going to reach my arms long to my sides. From there, I'm going to come into Pilates V. And let's do some frog presses. So we breathe, inhale to prepare. As you exhale, push out, come back in, push. That's it. That was a good solid one today. I hope I haven't missed anything out. It's all about getting a bit of variety into your life here with your sessions. Your body gets so used to the same stuff and it adapts very quickly. So hence we have to keep switching up that stimulus. And then it goes, oh my gosh, now I need to, wake up again. Right, so bring your feet to parallel. Let's lower the legs down to about 45 and then lift them up, keeping your tailbone, your sit bones down, your sacrum down. The pelvis doesn't move. Inner thighs connected. I'm going to have my little finger side of my hand down because that opens my shoulders more. The pelvis doesn't move throughout this. I now lower my legs. I circle about the width of my reformer to start. I'm sure you've seen some very big circles. Have you ever been in a session when you next to someone and they're literally hitting you in the face with their straps? Yeah. So don't go wild, because I know what you like. Go in, go easy. Start easy. And then increase your circle. It's all in the thigh bone. Thigh bones into hips. Think of ball and socket. Hip mobility. Is your bottom on your carriage or is it lifting? Maybe that means you've gone too high. And now let's go in the opposite direction. So open the legs out, bring them round and up. Boom. Good. My pelvis is on the same plane as my carriage throughout this whole sequence. Rib to hip connection is present, but my ribs are not squinched in. I want a wide ribs. Pelvic floor health. Now let's join those circles at the top and the bottom for me, please. Oh yeah. Adductors. Wow, loving this. I think I was speeding up a bit too much there because I can hear some music, so I go a little bit crazy with the music. Guys, I'm a step teacher. Aerobics, I used to teach that. Okay, so let's bend the knees for a second. Just hang out here for a bit. Now, have you ever heard of the exercise Peter Pan, stag, attitude? There's many names for it. We're going to push those legs to straight. So my back leg is going to bend and my front leg is going to open out to the side. So I'm like a V, then I push everything together and I switch. I'm in turnout, but I want to keep it even on either side, so I'm not favoring one side more than the other. So the angle is the same from femur to pubic bone on either side as I do this. Say this is working a little bit of hips as well for me. Now what I'd like you to do is let's bring those legs up to the ceiling for a second. Hold it there for me. Okay, now if you've got osteoporosis, you will not be doing this exercise. I'm going to do a version of short spine. I'm not the most flexible person, so you might be pointing at me and, oh, he's doing a rubbish, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we all work with the bodies we have. So we're going to lower the legs down, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, you are going to let your legs go as far as they can. Okay, see how not flexible I am. Because literally people would be in at their stoppers already. So what happens here? Headrest is down. I start to move my legs up in a trajectory on the diagonal, but I'm not going to crush my neck. Okay, I then bend my knees in so they are at my eye line. I'm then going to roll down through my spine first, and then I'm going to push my legs away. See that? So my legs lift up. I breathe and then I exhale to press those legs up. But I need my stopper to touch. I need my carriage to touch my stopper. I bend my knees in. The carriage is still. I then roll down through my spine. Articulate like a shoulder bridge. Bring the heels towards the glutes and then press out. Let's try that again. I'm going to try it in a frog version this time. So the legs come up, they lead the way. I push, 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 use my lower abdominals as well. I want my carriage to touch my stopper. I turn out. I bring my heels in, squeeze those heels. My eye gaze is towards my heels. Hands are on the carriage. I peel through my spine. My knees open. I open my lower back. I press forwards. And then I bring my legs together in parallel. So let's go again. I'm gonna say this is my favorite version of this, the frog version. It just opens my hips and my back more for my body, that is. You might prefer the knees together version, but I'm gonna stick with the frog version. And I'm rolling through spine. My glutes come down first. I pull with my heels, then I push out. Gorgeous. I'm gonna bring myself into a little bit of a butterfly stretch now. So I'm pulling my straps up to stretch my inner thighs. Then from there, I take my leg up to the sky and I'm going to open them out into a second position. This might not be for you, so you want to stay in your, frog, in your butterfly stretch. Rock from side to side. And then bring those legs in, bend the knees to table, take one foot out the strap, find the bar, it's higher than you think, push away, step out that second strap. And then you can either bring the straps into the well or to the sides. From here, heels on your bar, hands on the posts, move your knees side to side. I was gonna pedal, but I'm just gonna do this. Shall we do a pedal? Let's do a pedal. I like a pedal. We haven't done one today. So let's bring those feet in the center of your bar on your toes. Push away long, reach the arms and pedal your feet for me. And then let's bring ourselves in. And let's roll out the bed safely and sit up. Ooh. Roll your shoulders back. I want you to take this hand behind you, this hand there. I'm going to put my hand on the carriage and just do a little rotation there for me. And do the same on the other side. Back to the center, lace the fingers. Take a little side bend, and then the other side. And then take a nice deep breath in, and a nice deep breath out. Thank you everyone for doing this. I'm hoping you enjoyed that. So that was, 1 hour on the dot for me. I hope you enjoyed that. I'd love to hear your comments. Please let me know how you felt about this. And thank you for even watching this if you sat having a little look at the screen. Thank you once again. My name's Adrian, and if you'd love to follow, like, or subscribe to my channel, that'd be really great. And have a wonderful day wherever you are. Cheers.